Ted with Golden Skate, and I'm joined by world champions Tessa and Scott Moir. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So we're on the Stars on Ice tour. We're at the Hamilton stop. How's it feel to be, back on the cast of Stars on Ice, and what's the reception been like now that you guys are back in the competitive mode and had such a great season?
Well, it's been so nice, and a little bit strange for us because we're just on the periphery. We're here as guest skaters. We were in Toronto, Hamilton, and then we'll be in London tomorrow, our hometown. But just getting one number in the show, so it's unique for us because we spent 7 years touring this time of year, and we certainly miss going all the way across Canada and getting to connect with some of the people that supported us, all the way through our season. Yet it's nice to have a bit of a buffer time-wise. There's so much we need to do heading into this Olympic season to prepare. So we're making the most of that and working extremely hard already in Montreal.
Right. So skating your short dance, I believe, again here on the tour.
Yeah, we're doing like
a version.
Like a show remade Prince.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit more Purple Rain in there for the Purple Rain fans, and because Mary France is a big Purple Rain fan, she really wanted the beginning in, and I think she's trying to whip us into shape because it's quite a demanding program.
Either that or we're already out of shape.
Geez,
I don't know.
3 weeks is a long time.
Right. So you mentioned, only taking part in part of the Stars on Ice tour, given the Olympics. Is this part of like a meaner, more focused team that you're being really shrewd about, how you're spending your time in the off season and being ready?
We need to be efficient for sure, and we've been so fortunate to be part of this cast for many, many years, and I think that has influenced our competitive skating as well. There's no doubt that the show skating has had an impact on how we compete, yet this just isn't the season for us to do that, and we wanted to give our off-ice team and Marie and Patch some additional time with us. We're really trying to break down our mechanics, and some of the stuff we started to do heading into last season, technique-wise, we want to just get back to and try and get that ingrained in our bodies again.
So going into your third Olympic cycle, are there things that you have taken from, I guess, 2009 and 2013 to inform this is how we're going to approach this?
Well, I think because it's a 2-year kind of quote-unquote comeback, we knew that we had to give ourselves more time. We couldn't do things like as many shows, and which is too bad because we love going across Canada, but we need to get ready early. And the biggest thing is we want to enjoy it. Like we're really pumped to be able to have the opportunity to compete in the third games, and we want to be able to enjoy every minute of it. So being ready early is a big part of it. We're hoping to capitalize on that and just kind of carry the momentum from last season. But you can't carry too much from games to games. I mean, we in 2010
We felt like rookies.
Yeah, I mean, we thought we knew everything after that, and then we learned so much more, and we're such different competitors in 14, and definitely we'll have that again in 2018 , and now Tessa's going to giggle the whole interview. This is a famous Tessa Virtue giggle interview.
Tessa Turchu.
Yeah, 2000. I got to work on that.
Coming into this season, I mean, you had the opportunity to observe some of the comebacks of other really well-known Olympic medalist teams or skaters coming back. So I'm thinking of Velocishar and Trankov in the pairs competition, Mao Asada, Patrick Chan and his comeback. These are all teams and skaters who have, not necessarily hit the strides that they had prior. When you observe that or watch that, was there ever any second thought of, ooh boy, maybe we don't want to do this? Like this is not easy.
Yeah, I mean, we learned, I think.
We definitely did learn from their comebacks, but we still have, those moments of doubt, and I think that's part of being an athlete. And people think after you come out and have success at a couple of events that's all gone, and I don't really feel that that's true, and we're still trying to prove ourselves. But what we're really kind of thinking about is doing it for us and skating to try and improve. And we want to win the Olympics, of course, but the focus is going to be on getting better and doing things we've never done before. Hopefully that shows in our skating, and obviously the goal is Olympics, but we're trying to keep a more mature headspace.
Right. In Boston at the 2016 World Championships.
Oh, I wish I did those. I love those games.
Oh my goodness.
You were there watching. I recall.
Yeah, it was such a top-notch event. It was amazing.
The ice dancing event there was phenomenal. And I remember watching the skating. I remember being in the media box, watching the skating, and then sort of turning around and glancing at you guys, because it was
we're just eating popcorn as fans.
It was like personal best, best, world record score. And I thought, whoa, are they thinking we are getting stepping right back into the fire?
For sure.
The Meryl and Charlie era is even been surpassed now. I mean, this is...
But we were just in awe. I mean, we watched each and every team starting at the beginning of the event, and we took something from everyone. We were inspired by certain moves, certain movement, and I said moves twice, but just there was so much to kind of take in, and we knew that we needed to work hard for sure, but we were just such fans. I think we were kind of beyond like, where do we fit into this whole spectrum, and more about, okay, how can we apply this to our artistry or our technical merit and things like that.
We found it very motivating, and as you said, like, what a great event. And ice dance, in my opinion, it's a thick field now, so you really have to make sure you come out and make your mark. And we tried to do that a little bit this year. We have a lot of work to do next year because it's kind of the warm up for the Olympic season, and everything changes. And that's one thing that we do know with the experience of the games, is that Olympic year is like no other year. So we know that it's going to be a big battle.
Sure. Lots of success this season. Finally winning that Grand Prix final. Check the box on the well done.
I didn't know if we'd ever get that one day.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Really about the Grand Prix.
Yeah, it was. That and Oberstdorf. We've never done Oberstdorf.
Yeah, but we never will. It
Probably
doesn't
not.
seem like, no.
Okay. After the world record score in the short dance, going into the free dance, how did you sort of, bring yourselves back down to earth to skate the free dance with focus?
It was a tough turnaround, to be honest. We knew that the French were going to come out and have a great free dance, and they're such competitors.
Can I push you on that? Did you really know? Because they've been struggling all season long.
Not in practice.
But they know how to rise to the occasion. They're competitors and professionals. I mean, we're big fans of theirs, and we knew that they would come out and skate well. And you know what? I actually felt some comfort in that, because we always knew that Marilyn and Charlie would do the same thing. Because nobody competed like Marilyn and Charlie, and so we always knew we had to bring our A game, and we're trained in that. But we still had some stuff to learn, and still do. I mean, I felt the pressure free dance day. I was trying not to think about that 6-point gap, but where it should have been comfortable was probably the fact that if I blew the biggest lead ever in ice dance history, was playing with us a little bit. And I felt it. I thought Tessa was great and very, very strong, and really pulled me through, but I was tight, and it wasn't my day, and it's a great lesson to have. And as cliche as it is, probably the perfect lesson at a World Championship before an Olympic Games.
But you bounced back so well, and I mean, if that's not a great day for you, that's pretty good, I think.
Yeah. Well, usually you're not supposed to have to pull me up. I
didn't. I didn't do anything.
So there's talk that you made some comment to him.
I think I just said, "Oh, very dramatic."
Yeah, it was so cute, because I was like, I've quite, I don't have a bad temper sometimes, I do, but usually when I'm competing I can bounce back, but I was just like, oh God, come on, Scott. And she had a joke for me right away and brought me right back and gave me a squeeze of the arm, and it was a pretty nice moment. So it put everything in perspective, and we were able to finish the program strong and just kind of barely cling on to that. Got a title out of it.
You sure did. You sure did. So it might be a foolish question, but I know that in ice dance, I mean, every detail is tended to with great precision. So you wore your hair in a bun in the free dance in Helsinki, but not all season long.
Right.
Were you having like a bad ponytail hair day? There must have been a greater thought. And how did that sort of match up with the music or the?
Yeah.
What was the motivation?
You think I would skate well because I'm not dodging the pony.
I mean, I was conscious that I really wasn't very original all season long. I did ponytails for both programs, and
great in pony though.
Practice, I said something to Marie about what if it was kind of in a soft bun, and I tried it at Helsinki on warm-up one day, and she seemed to like it. I think it was maybe a little less distracting, just one less thing flying around, and I kind of liked the line of the back of the dress without the ponytail. Mind you, I don't know if that was the right call. It was maybe a little too classic when the program really should have been a little more contemporary, but I just like to switch it up sometimes. I wanted a new dress, and I didn't get the new dress, so I needed to do something different with my hair, I guess.
There's a question I wanted to ask in Helsinki, but when everyone's talking about, the marks you have made on the sport, I was like, I can't ask. So tell me about your hair. So an interesting storyline sort of unfolded at, the World Championships with you guys winning the world record score, achieving a world record in the short dance, and then Gabby and Guillaume winning the world record in the free dance score that has made people think, okay, this is not a done deal. This is going to be a competition, and next year will be super exciting to watch.
Well, that's great for the sport, isn't it?
I think it is, and I fully suspect that there'll be other names tossed in there as well. I mean, the Olympics there's something special, and there's always a surprise. So we're hoping that we can control all that and make it us. But we'll have to work really hard for that. It's going to be a battle.
Okay. In social media and discussion boards,
I'm losing the social media battle for sure.
Are you? I'm not following.
Nobody is, because I don't do anything.
Oh, okay. There, fair enough. I thought you meant like there were a bunch of haters.
Oh, no.
I'm not plugged in. I didn't think so. But there's a sense that you guys are becoming slightly categorized or thought of as the technicians, and they're seen as the artists.
Oh,
would you
good to
agree?
know.
Would you agree with that categorization? Do you think, what are your thoughts?
We get to watch them every single day on the ice, and there's no doubt that they're incredible artists. But we have such admiration for just the smooth glide of the blade and the way they execute the elements, and maybe that seamlessness is underestimated just because they make it look so easy.
You have both achieved or gone through so much change the past year or two, right? And I think we just sort of see you in these snippets at competition, but you've returned to competition, you've moved to Montreal, you have a new coaching, new coaches, you have a new off-ice program. Are there ever times when you guys feel like, whoa, this is overwhelming, this is a lot of change really fast, and how do you get yourselves out of that space and calm yourselves?
Well, I think that was a big learning curve this year, was just learning how to manage that many people, kind of not only on our team, but just how to make, effective and efficient use of our time. And we're still kind of battling through that because there's so much we want to do and so many areas we think we can improve upon. So it's easy to fill your day and kind of have a full schedule and not really have time to rest and recover and things like that. So, it's just finding that delicate balance. And, once again, coming back to not doing tour, just being able to play with these couple months and really make a difference and some leaps in certain areas gives us an advantage, I think.
We had a lot to learn, about Moir, France, and Patrice and Roman. We've been quite close with them, but when you get in that professional relationship, it changes a lot, and we absolutely love working with them. But there's a big learning curve that goes with that, and when you get into pressure situations, we learned a lot. And I think we kind of realized that just how long that had competed with Marina and Igor, and kind of what we're used to, and so we're kind of trying to keep our mind open to a little bit of a different approach that has been very successful, obviously, for their camp. And just trying to learn can be overwhelming, I think. And that'll be a big challenge going into next year as well. And I think that's the big reason, I keep saying this, why we had a 2-year plan, because we knew we couldn't just come back and try and just walk into Olympic Games. And what we learned this year was huge.
Well, and we talked so much about, hesitantly, publicly, we talked a lot about wanting to be different and skate differently, and I think we're still trying to navigate that path. I mean, how do we emphasize our strengths while still pushing ourselves and sort of fulfilling the artistic vision that we have? So, I mean, we're figuring it out.
So some of the top sort of questions or thoughts that fans like myself have in the off season is, are there any coaching or training changes sort of happening in the off season? What's the music going to be for the next year? And what would their Grand Prix placements be? So starting with those, I imagine. No, let's start with coaches. I'm assuming with new coaches, you're not. There won't be any changes. But is there a slight change in training or anything where you think you've learned from the past season? Let's do more of this and a little less of that.
We're always kind of adapting, even throughout the year, and we're in a different phase, obviously, than we would be 3 or 4 weeks before Worlds. So there has been minor changes, but we have so much to learn. We absolutely adore our team and just how much heart and passion they bring into the rink every day. We're just so happy to be students. So there won't be any huge changes. I mean, I think it's just tweaking that final 0.01% of trying to be the best we can be. And that's what's exciting. That's the reason why we came back. So nothing major to report on the coaching end, that's for sure.
Okay.
We'll be hoping to do more with our team that we worked with, like Sam Chouinard, who choreographed Prince, with Marie-France Dubray. So we'll work with them. We loved what we came out with, and also David Wilson too. I think we just kind of scratched the surface with what he can do with us. So we're looking forward to that.
When does or did sort of the thought about the programs start, and at what stage are you at with that?
Well, they're all completely done. We've done 3 run-throughs of each.
No, I think you're exaggerating.
We had ideas kind of in our 2-year plan at the onset of this that were somewhat malleable. I think we kind of wanted to go in a certain direction this year or this past season to sort of test the waters and maybe have a departure next year. And we had some ideas on the table, and we're sort of reevaluating everything right now. And we're just taking the time right now to make sure that it's something we really love and we really connect with. And, of course, everyone has an opinion, and so many people have brilliant ideas, and it's just kind of figuring out, okay, let's kind of put everything on the table and see what connects with us. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We can't do La La Land because Maddie and Evan are doing it. Just kidding.
Or you could do it.
I texted him right away. I was like, no, I'm doing La La Land. He had a funny, witty response.
you want to share with us what the response was?
Oh, he's just like, bring it on. You did. There were 2 Carmens in 2013. I can handle
Yeah,
2
true.
La La Lands. He's so funny. Evan knows his skating knowledge.
Right. And if you were to pick 2 Grand Prix placements that you think would set you up well, they would be.
Well, it'd be tough to say. We always would love to compete in Canada, and so we'll hope to do Skate Canada. But I don't know what the other one would be. I mean, parts
The
of us
order's
want to.
really shifted, right?
Yeah, the order's different. I mean, we always loved going to Russia to compete, and I don't think that we'll.
Love being in Japan.
Yeah, we won't be. We'd love to go to Paris just because it's Paris, but I don't think that.
We probably won't get the
We
invite.
won't get that invite, and we probably won't get invited to
I would
Skate
hold your
America
breath.
either. Yeah.
It'll more come
so
down to
it's-
scheduling, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's either China, Japan, or Russia for other ones. So
And
we'll
as
see.
the skaters, do you have much influence in that, or are those decisions made
we
entirely?
we try not to kind of poke our nose in that too much because we want to be students. That's why we came back, and our coaches know what works best for us and set us up. But the one thing we will probably want to try and do is simulate kind of what that is like to compete back to back. Because at the Olympics, we want to do the team event, and you only have a week in between the team event and your own personal event. So
And you don't often
practicing
get to
that-
simulate that,
Yeah, practicing that I think will be important. So maybe try and see if we can do. We've said that we would like to do a back-to-back event, but I don't think we'll get the chance to do that either.
And there's lots of decisions by each of the federations as to
Yeah.
which discipline do they submit 2
For sure.
entries in.
Right.
Yeah.
Having done both the short dance and free dance in the team
Right.
event in Sochi, do you want to replicate that, or would you rather, let's do one and not burn ourselves out, and then
We've always, I mean, again, I don't really feel like that's our call because we're the athletes. I see it as like if we're a hockey
Team
player,
strategy.
yeah, like we're gonna be on the bench, and if they call our numbers, of course we want to be out there. I mean, I'd like to think that we're the athletes that want the ball in their hand when the game is on the line. So if we get the opportunity to skate twice, if we get the opportunity to skate 16 times in an Olympic venue, we'll probably try and do it.
right? Okay. Well, hey, we'd love to see you 16 times. Well, thanks so much.
4
for
good ones we'll have to do.
Yeah.
The lights have gone out. I
Oh,
think, there's
showtime.
Yeah, there's you guys have a bit of time now to sort of rejuvenate before the actual show tonight. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank
to
you.
chat
Always
with
have
us.
the best questions.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Thank you, and best of luck with the off season. And
Thanks.
we'll see you around next year for the
Yeah.
Olympics.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds
All right.
good.
Thanks so much,
Thank
Scott.
you.
Thanks, Tessa. Thank you.